The first thing Caleb Mercer saw that scorching summer morning was bare feet in the dust, pressed against his barn like someone had nailed them there. For one hard second his hand drifted toward his belt, and the thought that came with it wasn't mercy. The girl didn't scream, she didn't run, she just stared. She clutched a fistful of dry palmetto leaves to her chest, like that was the last law left in the world. Her cheek was swollen, her knee was bruised purple, and her eyes looked older than 21 should ever look. Caleb crouched slowly, close enough that anyone passing might have thought he meant harm. Her lips trembled, then she whispered something that made Caleb's throat go dry. "My father sneaks in every night." Her voice cracked, but the words were steady, like she had practiced them 100 times. Caleb didn't ask which father. Some truths don't need explaining. Instead, he stared at the dark barn behind her like the shadows might answer for her. Then he took off his coat and slid it toward her with 2 fingers. "I won't touch you," he said quietly. "Not unless you ask." Caleb Mercer was 55, a rancher outside Trinidad, a widower, lonely, a man whose face had learned to hide pain behind squint lines and silence. He had come that morning only to fix a broken hinge. Instead, trouble had found him, and now his word would matter more than his comfort. She didn't take the coat at first, not until he leaned back and turned his body away. Only then did she pull it around herself. Caleb poured water into the cap of his canteen, slow and careful, like she was a wounded animal. "Tell me your name," he said. "Eliza Hart." The way she said Hart sounded like a bruise. "And tell me who you can't go back to." She swallowed, then nodded toward town. "He's the kind of man folks tip their hats to." Caleb understood. Clean in daylight, dirty in darkness. By afternoon they reached the edge of town. But Caleb didn't go to the sheriff, because the first thing a town protects is its own story. Instead, he took her to Leahy Pierce's boarding house. Leahy looked at Eliza once. No foolish questions, only this: "Come inside, honey." When Caleb stepped out to buy salve and bread, he saw the notice board, and his stomach dropped. It wasn't a wanted poster, it was worse: missing daughter, reward, likely confused. He had seen this before. Turn the victim into the problem so nobody has to ask the right questions. Across the street stood Silas Hart, welldressed.com, talking softly to Deputy Wade Conningcade. Silas looked at Caleb and smiled, like a hunter who had already found his prey. The saloon went quiet when Caleb entered, too quiet. Deputy Wade leaned against the bar. "Where is she, Caleb?" Caleb didn't answer. Instead, he spoke loud enough for the room. "If a girl runs from home, maybe someone should ask why." Men shifted. Silas arrived minutes later. Grieving father, soft voice. "My daughter is fragile." The room believed him. Money passed from Silas to Wade. A ranch hand shoved Caleb and called him a kidnapper. Caleb stayed calm, but calm only works on calm men. So when the second shove came, Caleb ended it. Moments later, irons were on his wrists. That night in the jail, Caleb heard something. Deputy Wade whispering to Silas, "She won't be a problem by tomorrow." Caleb closed his eyes. Eliza didn't have until tomorrow. Marshal Tom Brangan came after midnight, quiet and steady. Caleb told him everything. Tom asked one question. "Do you swear this is true?" "Yes," Caleb said, like a man staking his soul. By morning, Tom found the truth. Land deeds, inheritance. Silas would gain everything after marriage, and Deputy Wade had signed as witness. Neat ink, dirty sin. They set the trap without calling it one. Caleb waited alone outside the barn, lantern low, door open, the night thick and heavy. Then footsteps, Silas first, Wade behind him, confident, certain. Silas reached for the latch, and before he touched it, Tom stepped from the shadows. Eliza stepped forward too, not crying, not shaking, just watching. The papers were read aloud. The lies broke. Silas's voice cracked. For the first time, he looked afraid. Tom put irons on both men, and Eliza heard footsteps leaving her life. Morning came. The town gathered. Silas tried to twist the truth, but proof is louder than power. Wade tried to run. Caleb stopped him without cruelty, because this was not revenge. It was justice. Eliza didn't get her years back, but she got something better. Caleb asked for nothing. He only made sure her land stayed in her hands, because justice is not one loud moment. It is many quiet choices. If you believe a man's word should still matter, hit like and subscribe for more true frontier stories. And tell me this, would you have believed the town's reputation or the fear in Eliza's eyes? And if you were Caleb, would you stand alone when the whole street stood against you?